Okay, so exit, yes, okay. So what I did on Monday, for those of you that were gone, was we went over the list basics in Python that's in MindTap, and then I also went over reading in a file with that, and we covered the program that was in MindTap. We changed it to be an input file, and so you could put that here if you did it in that assignment box. So then here was project 4, and the due date, it'll say on here for this class, should be like 11 o'clock today. So that's the due date. So we're going to look at, first of all, the actual assignment for those of you that didn't read it yet. I told you here to create, it doesn't say about the comments, but that's always true now. Create pseudocode or flowchart for the following problem and submit it like you would for the test. Create and test the Python for the problem, and the test data is the same that it was in project 3. So you're to create a folder called P4, your initials, and put all your files in the folder. If you only have the Python file and you commented the Python file instead of doing pseudocode and flowchart, then you don't have a folder, you just have the Python file to submit. So this problem is the identical same problem as project 3 with these requirements that are different. You're to read the file, which I include in the project download, t-shirtprices.txt, into an array. Use a loop to read each element and print the 3 prices. See the attached image of the output results, and you're to use a function. So down here, or actually I have the attached. Here's what your output should look like, and it should look the same. I sent the output file in that project zipped file. So here's the output, same as it looked last time. Original t-shirt price. And you remember, I don't care if you say exactly in your labels, but you need to have the original price and then day 2, day 3 for all of these prices, which are in the text file. So if I look at the text file that you're going to read in, it's right here, and you'll see that it has, oops, each of those original prices. So if you did the batting average program that we did in class, that first part of it should be identically the same. I wouldn't try the function first. I would get it all working, except for you do have a function from project 3, I think. Let's look back at, you should be able to start with project 3 like we did with the batting average in class Monday. We started with the program as it was in MindTap, and then we changed it to be and to read in to an array and input file. And there were some students that did test 3, did a list with it then, which it wasn't required. Let me see, let me find. Let's see, here's one that did. Okay, let's see if this was a good one or not. I think it should be. Okay, this is one of project 3. So in project 3, you didn't, oh, this one is already using an array. I don't want to show that one. Where is, find one that doesn't. Function. Oh, maybe. Oh, there's some. See if this is one that doesn't. Okay, this was a, let me see, is that one using, oh, this one's using an array too already. Okay, let me look at somebody's in this class that had project 3 that did not use an array, and that's what we'll start with. Student assignments. There's everybody's. If you don't have yours, you know, if you did project 3, I have them all here. Let's see. I think Jamie's. John, did you use an array? Who? Caitlin. What's your last name? What's your C? Right there. Okay. Let's see what yours did. Yeah, okay, so this is the same, this is the project 3, and so all of this part doesn't have to change. The only thing that you have to change for project 4 is instead of asking the user for input here, you're gonna change this to read in the text file. And so you have to open the text file, and then you have to make a for loop that reads through and creates the array of the prices. So remember in the batting, let me bring up the batting input that we did on Monday. That one. Array, I think it was this one. Was it this one? No, that wasn't it. Okay, it was called batting. I think it was this one, maybe. Nope, maybe this one. Okay, so this is the one that we did on Monday where we changed and got changed it, the MindTap problem. So all you need is this portion. You have to declare your array, whatever you want to call it in this program, t-shirt, price, or whatever, or prices, whatever you want to call it. And then you have to open the text file called t-shirt prices.txt, right, that I gave to you. So you have to make sure that the Python is in the same folder with the text file. And then this for loop will work. Except you don't, yeah, it is a floated value. So, and I think I wrote y'all, I did a little video to tell y'all why mine didn't work. Did y'all watch it?
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it with sound. So it was just.
Was there sound?
No.
It was your okay.
Turn on the sound.
All right, so.
The video, I skimmed through it.
Okay, let's see here. Announcements, I posted it up here. Batting average assignment. Please view the class video. And then I created this one. And this is the zipped file with the ones that actually work. Mine worked just like Laney's did, but I tell on here, because you remember in class yours did. Here, I'll just show you so that y'all can hear it over the speaker.
Okay, if you watch the class video from this morning, at the end of it, I wasn't able to get mine to run with file input, and I found out what the problem was actually with my text file, not with my program. So
okay.
I'm going to include here with this little video a zip file with 4 different Pythons, and it includes the text file that works with all of these. One of them, 2 of them, a couple students.
Okay, so this right here, if you haven't downloaded it, download this, and it has those files with the text file in it that runs. And it looks just like this one that I was just showing you in idle right here. So all you need to do in project 4 is add this part to your project 3, if your project 3 worked, okay? You need to add, now you'll use different variable names, of course, but you'll need to open it. So this program is available to you right here in the zip file.
You have to include the append at the visit or the
No, append has to all, if you just loop, it's not doing anything with the value that it reads in. So append is a method or a function that allows that the for loop reads in a value from the file and it has to put it somewhere. So it's putting it in that array. And if you don't say append to the array, then it just is going to put it. Okay, so you're still having trouble with the append thing, Sam?
I'm not really having trouble with it. I was just wondering, I thought you said I didn't have to put the append in there.
No, it wasn't the append, I said. It was the where you initialize, because a for loop, okay, like you were saying in loop index down here, that's what you were talking about.
Well, I mean, I think I had like 3 different
Okay. Okay, now append, if you don't put this append in here, then you won't be creating an array because it won't do anything with batting average.
It'll have just the array there, and the array's not actually.
It'll have, what it'll do is it'll put whatever the last value in that text file is, and it'll treat it like it's a single variable instead of an array, because it will keep writing over the top if you don't add 2. Because you know, if you don't add 2, it's the same as using replace, right? You didn't put append? Because append, all that means is add. If you don't know what the word append means, it means add. And if you don't add it to the end of the array, it's going to replace the previous value. That's what it acts like, is a replace. Lainey, did you do yours on your own or did you get help? It's okay if you got help. I'm just asking.
On the batting average?
No, on the project 4.
Project 4, I had a little bit of help. I just couldn't figure out how to calculate the prices because I got it to where it would print the file, but it wouldn't print the prices right.
Did you look at your project 3 and go from, because that logic shouldn't have changed. It should, it's just that then you have to read in from the array instead of like, okay, let's see.
Instead of the list?
Yeah, well, like on, where's that other one? Just a second. Let me see. Okay, so this one that Caitlin did, okay, she has a for loop inside the while loop, which is how you should have set it up, because 999, except now, what, do we need a trigger at the end of, no, because we're reading it from a text file, right?
Yeah.
So we no longer need this while loop. Oops.
Mine just kept, for the first half without me getting any help, would just reprint the text file over and over and over and over again. And then I got help, and then I got it to work.
Okay, so here, this part of Caitlin's, let me see if I can modify this to, did you start this way, Caitlin, or did you start all over?
No, I started that way. And then,
Did you get it to work?
no, I completely butchered the program once.
Okay, so here, this one, we're not going to ask the user for input. So right here, we're going to define an array. So what do we want to name our array? We can call it price, because that's, or we can say prices because that's what you called it before. So now I'm going to take this out. Oops. I'm going to take my input statement out. And if your project 3 was a little different, but it worked, you can still start the same way. It's just that you no longer have to test for a sentinel value, because we know that it'll end automatically at the end of the, oops, what did it do there? Now, let's scoot back over, come on. Huh, I don't know what I did that it won't scoot back over. What is it? Oh, maximize the screen, see if that'll do it. Let me see if this will do it. There, no? That's not the right one. Let's see. Something happened when I Now I lost it. Oh, I see it. It's right there. I don't know what happened. It was scrolled and it won't scroll back. Let's see. That is too strange. Let me see if I can save it and reopen it. Save as. P4 test. Okay, now I'm gonna close it. Now let me see if I reopen it, if it'll reopen right. 14 panels. 30. Okay. Oops. Now, Idle doesn't want to do it for me. P3. Okay, so I'll say open. Okay, 9:30, P4. Okay, let's see how it did this time. There we go. Okay, now I got it back. I don't know what it did. All right, so I put the array here, and so I got rid of the input statement. So what do I need to do next to make it like the batting average one? So I'm going to read in a text file. So how do I do that? What do I have to do first when I'm going to read in a text file? What did we do right here? After we, yeah, we did declare the array. So I'll put here, declare array. And then what has to happen? Look at the batting average one. Oops, I didn't put my equal sign in here.
You have to send your text to like a variable, or you can read it in.
Well, look here. What did I do next?
You open it.
Open the file. Okay, so I have to open the file. And so the way I do that is I give it a name. Like if I want to call it, I'll just say T-shirt _F, so I'll know it's a file, right? Is equal to, and my statement will say open, and then I got to put exactly what the name of the file is. So I'm going to look in my folder there, so I make sure that I copy it exactly like the file. Where did I put that? Here it is. Well, that was the batting averages. Where is the, I think I have it in here. Oh, here, I'll just do this. Projects, where's projects? Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. Copy t-shirt prices and put it where I was at, was in student. So I'm going to paste it in here so that I'll have it in the same folder. Okay. So I want it in the same folder. So here it is, and it's called, where'd it go? Did it not go in there? There it is. T-shirt capital P prices.txt. So I've got to make it look the same. T, is it underscore or dash? Which was it? Dash, maybe, shirt prices.txt. Okay, so now I've opened the file, all right? So next I have to assign a value. That's where the append comes in, because I don't assign a value to the array items until I append something to it. So here I would say hashtag assign value to array. And so in order to do that, I would just say, what's the name of my array? What's the name of my array up here?
Oh,
Prices. Prices, okay? So I would say prices dot append, which means use the method that belongs to prices. And then how do I do that? I put it inside here because it's a float, right? So I'd say float, and it's called, oh, I left out my for loop, didn't I? Did I leave out my for loop? I can't assign a value until I do the for loop right here, right? I went ahead of myself. So here is to write a loop. So let me put, after I open it, then I have to write for loop to create array, or actually it would be to read text file is what it's actually doing. Okay, so now my for loop would say for, and what am I reading in? What did I call it? Yeah, it's usually it's line because I use that as a variable, but instead of using line, what did I call my file? Or yeah, I could say for line here. For line in what? Yes, t-shirt underscore F colon. So then I can do this portion, which means, oops.
I was gonna ask, like, when you read, if you append and you close the file, that way it reads through the file. Does it have to be separate from the loop that you're doing the printing?
Yeah, so you want to create the array first. You could print the array as you do it. Like what you're saying is,
Yeah, like you combine both before.
yeah, and then it would print the array, but the only problem with that, it's only going to print the original price. Oh, okay, so what you're wanting to do is combine this with this. That's the part where it calculates the discount price.
Yeah, can you combine the discounted prices and give it just right one loop?
Well, we'll try that. Let's go through first and do them individual here. So what am I going to append to prices? In this case, what did I call it? For line in t-shirt F, right? So I've called it line, is that right? So you look at batting average, how did I do it? I said, this was unnecessary, but then I said append float batting average only because I moved this into another variable. So if I don't, it should work just like that. And then price num is equal to, okay, let's see if this will work. Convert user input. Well, we don't have to convert the input because we do it right here. We convert it. So let's see, do we need this one? We don't need this because it's going to give us an error. So here's the discount constant is 15%. On this one, you didn't need to initialize now because this is a for loop. So what it'll say is it's going to start at position 0 because for I in range 5. So here what Caitlin was doing was she knew there was exactly 5, but you really don't want to know. I mean, you don't really, you want to be able to add as many values as you can to the text file. So you don't want to say 5 here. So you may want to do a, you can do a length function, and which will tell you how long the array. You can say for I, or it'd be easier to do a while, to say while, let's see, I is less than, I think, less than, I forget how to do that. Prices is the name of the array. But I'm not sure if that's how I do that. Anybody use the length function? I think that's how I do it. Let me see if it'll let me. Price equals input. This isn't going to work. Price. Okay, I don't need to do this, but I do have to do the increment. I'm not sure what this is doing here. Price equals, I don't think you need this either. So you only should need her discount function up here. That comment probably didn't match. So her function up here, call to the function, calculates the discount price, the second discount, prints out the original t-shirt, the string price. Oh, that's why you converted it to a string. That might give us an error. I'll see. Okay, let's see what we got so far. Let's see where the error is going to come, because I know there will be an error running it like this. But we're going to try it. Name error, name I is, okay, so I do need to set I equal to 0 now that I'm using a while loop. For loop calculates 3 different prices. Oh. Okay, so that wasn't an error with length. Okay, so, oh, where'd it go? So here it's saying it didn't recognize I because I took that I equals 0 out of there. So let me do that. I equals 0. Now let's run it and let it tell us again what's the problem. List object is not callable. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Okay, instead of doing it in that, I'm going to find out what the length of the array is by saying, let's see, let's just say max. Let's see. Yeah, max is going to be a constant, is equal to prices dot len. Let me see if that'll do it. I think that will give us the length. Nope. Okay, let me go back. Here's the best way to find it. Has anybody used the length function? I forget the syntax on it. Let me go to, let me do it up here. Python list length. How do I find the length of a list? Here we go. 5 examples. Yeah, you can use the length method. Length. Okay, so I say length of prices, I think is what I have to do. Yeah, that's what it is. So I did it backwards. So it goes, it would say max equals length prices. So then I got to take this out. And so I would just say, as long as I is less than max. Oh, somewhere it's using price num because I took that out. So up here in our function, it's saying that price num doesn't exist because she was using it before and I took it out. So what's it called now? Each time it calls it, it's just called prices. And it should be, oh, I'm going to have to pass it into the function. Where is it? Is it somewhere else? Okay, so I've actually got to say discount while I is less than max, call discount, passing prices sub I, whatever I is at the time. So then it'll come up here and I'll just pass it into, I better call this a different variable name. Let's say t-shirt P, like that. So I'm going to call this. Nobody's helping. Do you guys understand what I'm doing? No?
Are you passing it in back into the function? That way it'll run through the function.
Okay, so if you, just so you get what I'm doing. So I'm passing it to t-shirt P. Let's see. Because if you see something I'm doing that you think won't work, speak up. Even if you're wrong, think you're wrong. Let's try everything. So that's how you troubleshoot in coding. Never write the first time. That's how you learn. It did it.
How do you get it to read the text? Like, how do you save the text file? Like, if you like,
How do you what?
like, how do you save the text file so that way the array will actually go to the text file?
Well, you don't, I gave you the text file.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I had it.
Oh, you didn't get it downloaded or what?
I haven't downloaded it, and I'm trying to like put it into some place where it can go to the file.
Oh, it has to be in the same folder as your Python file. Is that not what you're asking? Is it not finding it? Did I leave that one up there so y'all can see? Okay. So this is one way. Now this doesn't mean this is the only way. I'll look at Laney's here in a minute, but this is a very efficient way to do it. This is a very because the way she did project 3 was really good. So this one, all you had to do, let me take those comments out and put the rest of it up there. So this one has all the requirements. Go down just a little bit past. It's gonna let you see the whole thing. There we go. Down a little more. Come on. That's almost the whole thing. The functions is the only statement at the top. For some reason, it's not here. Let me see if it'll let me maximize it. No, that doesn't help. I can't get the top and the bottom there. Okay, so y'all need to tell me if you need the other part. Let's see, you need the bottom.
I need the bottom too.
There it is. Okay, there should be the whole thing. Okay, let's see what you asked.
Okay. Well, I'm trying every time to read.
Well, see, you're trying to print in your for loop. See, what we did, you're doing too much of it all at once because we have to, that's like your function. See how we did?
I know you're just going to change the function.
Well, this was already, do you not have project 3?
Project 3.
Okay, open your project 3. Did it work? Your project 3?
Yeah, I'll do share it first.
Okay, so let's look at it. This is your project 3? Okay, so now.
Here's the function.
Yeah. Okay, and so here's your while loop. So all you have to do is here where you say OG price, that needs to change into where you, right up here, you initialize your array, declare your array. Right there, come up with an array name.
Okay, I already have this.
Okay, but you don't have your function stuff in here, so I don't want to go with that. So go back to your project 3 and save it as project 4, so that you don't write it. Yeah, and then you can copy that. So now you want to just do, oh, you rather copy your function up there?
Yeah.
Okay. And this while loop you need too. See? Oh, well, no, you don't need that 999. Take that out. You need this changed to a 4 then. That's what you
It says it's not found, that the file isn't found, but it's you're saying.
Okay, let's see how you have it open. Where does it say that it's not found? Change search file. You're sure that this is in the same, what's the name of this? Let me see. Save as.
So I opened it.
Yeah, see, I don't see t-shirt prices here where it was trying to save this, so it's not where you think it is. So this save ad, where's your t-shirt prices file?
Go in the bottom.
Okay. That's not it. Here, go ahead.
I saved them both.
Oh, I know why. Go down here and say, see, it's only showing you. So that's where you want to save it. So now, but don't cancel first because it's got something else. Okay, now do file, save as. And now go to that location. Now say save. Now it's a different, okay. Time.
So I'm able to get this from the so let me delete this and put it on this on screen.
Yeah, see, the function should still work, but here, okay, you've got your array, and you've got your open. Okay, so here you don't need to ask
Okay.
for input.
Right, yeah, because I don't.
So wherever your project 3 loop is, that calls this function.
Mhm.
Like
That's
that
right.
is at the bottom. Yeah, you're right. Like the one at the bottom says while I is less than that portion, okay?
Okay.
I declared it. But.
What? What's this? Is this again? Yeah. Okay. But, oh, because you're not passing it as an array, you're just passing the index in. So, okay, see, you don't want to designate how many times to go through, because the text file might have more than 5 times.
This is declaring how many days to discount. That's declaring.
Oh, okay. So this is just to. But it's not getting. Because it's never getting to here. Oh, you have it. She should be saying prices is prices. You're not a penny. You're never a penny. Who's your cover? Where
So, I'm trying to do something way to actual variable.
That should be. Here's your cartoon. See, this part is what you need a while loop here instead of a for loop, because you're trying to read the file again. See, you open the file here and you read it into an array, but then you're trying to read the file again instead of reading the array. So look at that last section there where I do the while loop, and I determine the length of the array. Because I'm not sure, see, this statement here is what you don't need. That needs to be a while loop determining the first position of the array. Because up here, you're not dealing with the file. You've got it read into this array called crisis. See, if you can still try the other one. Okay, you're using. So, right here.
Yeah, so.
Then do. Okay, so that. You're setting. You this because you have set like we did the max is equal to the length of the array, and so you only go through the one of these, that number is where you have the array.
So
Just a second. Okay, it's probably not in the same because I know. Okay, so it's loose. So it's yeah, that's all it is.
so I don't understand. Oh yeah,
So this,
I was like, see, there's the function. I redesigned it to fit what yours does. The only thing is I don't have the discount equals, so I didn't use it as
as a
yeah,
constant.
I used it. I just looked that up.
Okay, then there's where you open your text file.
That's this is supposed to be price rose. It's supposed to have. I think. Let's see. Yes,
Pass it. Because that's gonna pass that.
through the right. It's going to pass it through. It's going to pass it through. Wow.
Yes, so then you have to get the name up here to dump that that's gonna dump into.
Okay. So this is it supposed to be an individual rate or is it supposed to be named?
Whatever you use it as in the function. What do you, what's the variable name?
OG prices.
OG price, okay, so for the OG price. So if you're gonna dump that array position into OG price, print this out, then you're gonna come back down to the wild.
Do you need it closed? Do you use it at all? Or where
If
do
you
put it?
close, the file actually goes right after you open. It goes right after the,
So do you?
but I
need it?
didn't put it, no, it works without it, but
I know it's running once.
let me pause this recording here because this isn't helping anybody.